Why did they move his body in 15 minutes? What are you trying to cover up? They interrogated my mom for 7 hours trying to put words in her mouth. She stood her ground because she knew what she saw. She knew what happened. Again, as we stand here today, this is the rhetoric that the NYPD and Mayor de Blasio show our community. He talked about bridging the gap between community and police. Start by giving us accountability. This was a perfect case to show us that our young men and women matters when they've been killed unjustly by police. But instead, you took the easy way out by letting this man resign. You went about the fight of the 50A about how you couldn't tell us if the decision was going to be made. You did tell us. Well, you didn't tell me. But you gave the officer the option to resign.
It's been over 5 years since Richard Hayes kicked in the door to Ramarley Graham's home. Ramarley Graham, an unarmed kid. Ramarley Graham, the child that during the Hayes trial, they said the only reason they targeted Ramarley and his friends was because Ramarley Graham was walking with a purpose. This is what we're talking about. And over 5 years later, 5 years later, after all the raises that he's been given, over 5 years later, he's allowed to resign. Richard Hayes was notified on Friday of Judge Maldonado's ruling. After Ramarley Graham's mom, Constance Malcolm, was told that she would be notified. Richard Hayes was notified Friday. She wasn't told till last night. She wasn't told till after Richard Hayes had already resigned. That is a clear disrespect on behalf of the mayor and the NYPD to Ramarley Graham's family. In his statement, Mayor de Blasio actually said this case has concluded in his very own statement. We want to make it clear that's wishful thinking on the mayor's part. This case is not over. We still have Sergeant Morris and Officer McLaughlin, who both have charges pending. So over 5 years later, they have charges pending, but a date for their trials has not been set. How long is Mayor de Blasio and the NYPD going to make this family go through this? While there's still no answers. This family still has no answers. After requesting to meet with the mayor countless times, asking to meet with O'Neill had said he was going to meet with Ramarley Graham's mother. He was supposed to sit down and tell her the findings. She has not heard from Police Commissioner O'Neill. We need them fired immediately. As Ramarley Graham's mother said, we want Maldonado's report released publicly. And Constance has a right to see it. Ramarley Graham's mother has a right to see it. We don't want Hayes to be allowed to connect any benefits at all. We want to make sure Hayes is not allowed to have a gun in the city of New York. We want the mayor, once again, Mayor de Blasio, the mother of Ramarley Graham is asking you to meet with her. Stop ignoring Ramarley Graham's mother. Commissioner O'Neill, keep the commitment you made to Ramarley Graham's mother and meet with her immediately. Explain this decision. She shouldn't be out here over 5 years later begging for answers.